Hi everyone, my name's Colleen Marcotte and I'm a Managing Director with Color by Amber. I'm really excited to be able to bring to you session 3 of the Director Training. You've already had 2 weeks of training sessions and this will be the third and final one. And today we're going to go through a number of things to help you be successful in reaching the Director level. We're going to first of all start by talking about the mindset of success. You want to make sure that you become more conscious of your thoughts and your words. Being positive is extremely important when you're trying to grow your own business. People are going to be attracted to your positiveness. So you want to make sure that the words that come out of your mouth are positive, that how you're thinking is positive. We can always take words and turn them into saying things in a positive way, even if it's not quite as positive as we'd like it to be, our statements. Work on developing habits of success, and that will be one of them, is making sure that you're positive all of the time. Seeing and being grateful for all of the positiveness in every situation, even if it didn't turn out quite as you expected. For example, if you're going to a trade show and you expected to you'd have a whole bunch of sales or recruit some new people, and if that didn't quite happen and there wasn't the traffic that you thought there was going to be, it's all right, because you've still had people to talk to. And in this business, that's what it's all about. The other thing that you can do to keep a positive attitude or have your mindset towards success is get a few affirmations that you feel really good about, and make sure that you're saying them and using them on a daily basis. And what I'd recommend is that you repeat them in the morning, at lunch, and at supper, and before you go to bed. So 3 to 4 times a day, if it's at all possible. There are tons of affirmations online that you can use, and if you can't seem to find any, you can always be in touch. We'll have a question and answer period in a couple of days. We can give you some resources to pull those affirmations together that will work for you. But it is really, really key to stay positive. Your mind is a very, very powerful, I don't want to say, piece of the body, and it will get what it sets its mind for. So if you set it for negative, that's what's going to come into your life as well. So you always want to set it for positive. The other thing you want to make sure that you're doing is connecting with your why. If you haven't already written down your why and you don't already know what that why is for you, why you're doing this business, the why that brings you to tears, the one that comes from the pit of your stomach, makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. If you don't know what that why is, you need to figure it out. Once you know it and write it down, you will begin to grow, and it is all part of being successful. That knowing that why, or your why, will also bring about your passion, because people don't buy your products or your business, they're buying you, and they're buying that passion and that energy that you have. So it's really key that you know what your why is. Write it down. Create a positive or a vision dream board for your life. Dream boards can be really important, of all those things that you'd like to have in life, where you can cut out some pictures and out of magazines or print pictures off the internet, post them on a board, have them in your office, available for you to see on a daily basis. Even little sayings, pardon me, that will help inspire you. And it's meant to be a motivational and inspirational tool that when times get tough, it will allow you to keep going. The other part about your why is make sure you share it with your mentor, so that when times are tough, they can remind you of what your why is, and it will help bring you back to that place where you remember what it is and give you the strength and inspiration and motivation to keep moving forward again. Be your authentic self. Don't try and be someone that you're not. Not everyone is going to be the same, and how we deliver and how we get excited about our business are going to be completely different. Thank goodness, because we wouldn't want to have a whole bunch of little Colleens running around all over the place. But it's really important that you be who you are, because if you aren't, people will see through it. If you're not being true to yourself or true to them, they're going to see through it. The next thing I want to talk about are some of the steps that you might want to go through. You want to make sure that you set clear goals and create a flexible schedule, then actually work your business. So I have a day timer that I use on a daily and weekly basis, and I know it's a little bit old-fashioned, but it works for me. And so I write things in here. I write all my appointments in here, and at the beginning of every week, I write down my goals of what I want to attain for the week, and I also, at the beginning of the month, write down what my monthly goals are. So I do a weekly goal and a monthly goal, and then I'm always checking it to make sure that it's, lining up for me, and if it's not, then there are a few other items that I need to get in place, or another party I need to book, or more people I need to talk to. Sometimes instead of setting numbers and dollars as far as your goals are concerned, you can set activity goals. For example, I'm going to call 5 people every day this week, or I'm going to follow up with 2 of my existing customers every day this week. I am going to call 3 people every week to see how many pop-ups I can get booked, that kind of thing, rather than setting dollar amounts or figure or number amounts. Decide what you need to do each month, each week, or each day to reach your goals, and how you can do them more efficiently. So finding a balance between your day life and your night life, as I like to refer to it as, because I have a full-time day job, which a lot of people do. If you don't, then you can balance your time maybe a little bit more efficiently. For those of us that are working full-time, it's really important that we make sure we find a balance between doing work at night and on the weekends over and above our daytime job, because it's important that we spend time with our family. It's important when we have other commitments that need to be taken care of as well. So make sure that you figure out what you want to do, then plan it, and then follow through with it. So if you're going to set aside 10 hours a week, figure out what that week is going to look like, divide that time up, and then try and stick as close to your schedule as you possibly can. It's also a great idea to set out a task list and then combine similar tasks into themes. So if you're going to do different kinds of calling, maybe you want to do that one night. If you're going to do actual delivering of flyers or work on advertising, put those things together in one night as marketing, things like that. Create a work schedule and use some type of planner system. So I know a lot of people like to use their phones or use Google Calendar or something like that as a technical tools which are available out there, and feel free to do that. Again, you can use that paper one like I do, write a to-do list and notes, whatever's going to work for you. On the next slide, there's a bit of an example on sample schedule. So most of the time it's a good idea to make sure that you're working on your business a little bit each day. Some days, not so much. Setting aside a bit of time is great, but I like to work my business as I live my life as well, and that comes along with wearing the jewelry everywhere you go, talking about it, making sure that you're, being really nice to people and going up to people, giving them an opportunity to speak with you or ask questions about your jewelry. And for sure, the minute they make a comment on the jewelry, it's definitely your opportunity to do some marketing and sell yourself. So make sure you tell them all about what Color by Amber is and the story behind it, and try and read the people that you're talking to. For example, if you can figure out the type of person they are and what they might possibly be looking for based on their environment, where they're working, or where you've encountered them, possibly what they've said to you, it will be easier for you to customize what you're talking about when it comes to Color by Amber. Some people are going to like the cause, some people are going to simply need the extra money. Some people are going to want to do it because they love the jewelry. There's many different reasons why people will do direct sales. So see if you can figure out what that is based on a few quick questions that you might have for that potential customer, and then target some of those areas on what our business and our opportunity has to offer them. So with scheduling, they've got, as an example, Monday, maybe you're going to do some marketing, which means there's lots of opportunity online to do free advertising. So get involved in different groups on Facebook, even different groups in your community as well. Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, I think those are the 4 or 5 main social media sites. There's a lot of people on those sites, and there's a lot of opportunity for you to do some quick marketing and follow-up. Tuesday's recruiting. The only way to get to director is to recruit. You have to have 2 people under you for sure that do their minimum requirements and a total of 1,750 group volume points in that. So in order to make significant money in a direct sales company, recruiting is key. So you're looking for business partners. You're not looking to just sign people up. In my opinion, you want to try and find people that are going to build a business. Now, it doesn't need to be a huge $10,000 a month business, but it needs to be some kind of a commitment and some kind of a business. The girls in session 1 talked about the different kinds of people that might be involved in your business, but even from the fan right up through to the entrepreneur, there still has to be some intention to want to build a business to some degree. So either making $200 a month or $10,000 a month. So we are looking for business builders and those that are going to do some of those minimum requirements. It's great to have a little bit of everything so that you have a balance in your organization, but try and hunt out some of those key entrepreneurs. Also know that you have to talk to a lot of people in order to find a few of those business builders. So the more people you talk to, the closer you're going to get to finding them. Wednesdays, maybe you're going to work in the office. Thursday, team connections. So connect with the girls that are on your team, see how they're doing, see if they need any help from you. Is there some training that might be required? Fridays is always follow up with your hosts or your customers or some of the leads that you've got brought in from some of the pop-ups or trade shows that you've done. Saturday, success planning and scheduling, so getting ready for the week. The following week, what are you going to do? How are you going to be successful and what's your plan? And then Sunday's personal development. I personally like to do a little bit of personal development each day. We referred to the affirmations just before, doing a little bit of that each day, doing a little bit of reading on some personal development books, and there's many out there. We'll try and get a list to you of some of the suggested reading that can be done. And then add up 1 or 2 party days or times in there as well. We're always recommending at least 4 parties a month or shows a month to try to get your volume up. And usually you can book others, and then you've just got more people to talk to as well as far as looking for new team members. The next slide talks about going for the no. There's a book called, and I don't have it here, Your First Year in Network Marketing, and it's an extremely good book. If you've never read it, I'd suggest you try to get it. I don't know who the author is, but it is still out there and available. It's a bright purple book. When I first got involved with direct sales, it was one of the first books I read. Really key on what to expect your first year in direct sales or network marketing. And one of the key things I talk about in there is looking for the no's. We really want to talk to people and really accept the no's. Don't feel bad about them. Don't let them get you down, but know that part of your job is looking for the no's, because the more no's you find, the quicker you're going to get to the yeses. So don't be discouraged by getting those no's, either at an event or by making calls, anything like that. It doesn't matter. For every 10 to 15 no's, I'm going to say you're going to get one person that says yes. And that's whether they be involved with buying a little bit of jewelry, color club, or hosting a party for you, or actually signing up and wanting to be a part of the business. So try a go for the no challenge with your team. Sometimes it's a great idea to set out a challenge for all your team members, encouraging them to get 10 no's a week, starting somewhere. I'd like to say 50 to 100 no's a week, but again, you can customize that based on the people that you're working with as well. Some aren't going to want to go for the 100 a week. Some are going to go for the 10 a week, and it'll all be dependent upon what their dedication is to the business and what their goals are in the business. Let's talk a little bit, the next slide, about recruiting. One of my absolute favorite subjects. Sometimes can get you down though, because you do need to go through a lot of people in order to find those that want to say yes. The first point is sell the vision of the lifestyle and the ways that becoming involved can benefit the individual. I talked a little bit before about figuring out the type of individual that you're talking to, so that you can customize or use what we might consider magic words to really hit home for them and get them to be the ones to decide that, yes, our business has something to offer for them, because we absolutely do. We are out there changing people's lives every single day, not only by the sale of the products, by purchasing from our Full Circle artisans, but also by helping those women earn an extra $500 a month. We have no idea how that extra $500 a month can change people's lives. And once you experience some of those changes that Color by Amber or a direct sales business can have in people's lives, then you will know deep down in you that we absolutely have that opportunity. And secondly, working on establishing a relationship with that person. People need to know you care, and you need to genuinely care. Don't pretend that you do. You need to be that person that genuinely cares, that will genuinely believe in them, that you can be that person that they can see they want to be involved with, simply because you care about them. So building that relationship is extremely important. Of course, we usually start with our warm market, with the relationships and friendships that are already there, but it doesn't take long to build a relationship with someone that you've just been introduced to, so that they will trust you and want to be a part of your team. You need to compliment them. You need to ask, how they're doing, ask about their family, things about them, and not just start off with things about the business. So people care more about you caring about them than anything you've got to say to them. So build that relationship first. And then lastly, focus on the company specifics. Don't drown people in too much information. Keep your presentation to them fairly short. Offer to send more information. Give them the basics of Color by Amber and what we do. What's our philosophy in Color by Amber? What's our roots? What do we stand for? Who are we? Right? And for those of us that have had the opportunity to meet Tally Goodson, we all know what the heart of Color by Amber is, and it is the do good, feel good, look good. And that is really and truly what Color by Amber is all about. So if you share those points with them, the technical information can come after as part of the training. So tell them about who Color by Amber is, what we stand for, who we are, the good we do in our communities, the fact that we're women empowering women in many, many different countries and in many, many different ways. I think that's about it. That kind of wraps up our director training. Again, you need to have 2 people sponsored underneath of you who do a minimum of their 220 to be considered a stylist or an active stylist, and then a total group volume of 1,750 volume points in Canada. I'm not sure what it is in the US, maybe 1,700, in order to advance to director. So looking and always recruiting for individuals so that you can build your business, and then turning around and teaching them the same thing. These 3 sessions have some really great information, so go back and listen to it a second time if you need to. And in a couple of days from now, then we'll have some question and answer opportunity online, where a few of the leaders will be available and to answer any questions. So best of luck this week. Hopefully you got everything done last week that you needed to do, and that you're moving right along. Feel free to ask any one of the leaders in the director training group any questions that you might have. It doesn't necessarily have to be on the day of the question and answer period. So with that, I'd just like to congratulate you on taking the time to sit through and go through the director training. It shows that you are making a commitment to build your business, and those are the kind of people that we want to make sure are involved in the training so that we can help you advance forward. Thanks, and have a great week.